If you're learning to handstand and you're currently at the point where you're using the wall for your kick-ups, here are some pointers and some progressions that you can use to start to get more confident upside down and work your way towards doing your handstands in the free space. The first thing is to place your hands about a hand's distance from the wall. We're going to stack the shoulders on top of the wrists. So you can really think about pushing the ground away with the hands and get the shoulders on top rather than behind. We're going to kick off one foot and pull up with the other. So have a little play, just switch both sides and see what feels more natural. I'm going to push off one, and then this top leg can really pull up at the same time as you push off the bottom leg. Have your intention to just gradually work your body higher and higher, so you're thinking about kicking up to your handstand. So we push off one, kick and pull up with the other. And then maybe I find the wall with that top foot. It might not be straight, it might be more like this. And that's fine. Just get more confident with stacking the shoulders on the wrists and getting the hips up to go into that handstand. So we set the hands on the floor, get the shoulders on top of the wrist. We're pushing off one foot and pulling up with the other. Doesn't matter if that top leg bends. We want to have that intention of finding the wall. And then doing it lightly, so you're not trying to kick the wall down or smash into the wall. We can then start to think about straightening that top leg. So I'm pushing into the ground, pushing off one foot, pulling up with the other, and then maybe the heel finds that wall on that top foot. Next, I want to think about the bottom foot coming up as well, and not just leaving it behind. So shoulders on top of wrists, push off one foot, pull up with the other, and then bring that back leg up as well. Then gradually, they both find the wall. Then I can work to the point that they find the wall together. And if you're not finding the wall just yet, and you're just practicing getting the shoulders over the wrists and just doing little kicks like this, then that's great. Maybe even just pushing off one, pulling up with the other, and then switching, so you're landing on the opposite leg, and then gradually working them higher, because then we're getting the feet to pass each other, and I'm also learning to bring that bottom foot up. So that's one thing that you could also try just when trying to get that back leg to come up and find the wall as well. Most important thing is that you're keeping your arms straight for your handstand. So notice if as you're going in, you're letting the elbows soften and you're not going to feel as stable in the shoulders. So think about straightening those arms first, getting them on top of the wrist, and then going for your handstand variation. Next, where are your eyes looking? If you think about looking down through the hands, or find something like a bit of dirt or a mark on the floor that you can stare at, it's going to really help you keep your focus in one spot, and it will stop you overthinking everything that's going on. Notice if you're looking forward at the wall, because if you set up here, looking towards the wall, and then arching, it's going to create more of an arch in your back, but also you might be feeling like your head's going into the wall. Then it'll help you to think about looking between the hands, almost like there's a line between the thumbs and you're looking at the center of that line. For me, it's always just finding a bit of dirt or a mark on the ground to really focus on. So hands are on the floor, shoulders on the wrists. I'm looking down at that spot between the hands and then kicking, keeping my focus on that spot. Next up, once I've found that I'm finding the wall with my feet and I'm kicking all the way up to handstand, my next challenge is, can I kick up without touching the wall just for a couple of seconds and then let the feet find the wall? So set the shoulders on top of the wrist, gonna kick up, try and find a hold, and then let the feet find the wall, coming back down again, and then repeat. Gradually over time, you can then increase that hold time. As I was creating that balance before my feet touched the wall, I had to do that by little adjustments through the hands. So they're the two most important things in your handstand, is that one, your arms are straight, so you've got that base of support, and two, you're creating these little adjustments through the hands, and you'll feel it's like a rocking motion. If you're struggling to feel that, what we can do is kick up to the wall, let the feet find the wall, hold it there, and then think about pulling the feet off. So I want you to think about gripping into the fingers and pulling the feet away from the wall. Set your shoulders on the wrists, kick up to your handstand, grow nice and tall. Fix your eyes, and then we're keeping the feet together as we start to pull into the fingers and feel the heels just start to leave the wall. So you're not kicking with the legs. Think about gripping with the fingers and pull the feet off, and then seeing if you can start to hold it for a little bit longer, making adjustments through the fingers and the heel of the hand. Finding a bit more of that time upside down, creating a bit more balance. Starting to use your hands like feet and actually making and creating those little corrections through the hands is going to be what helps you to stay in that balance for longer. And that is going to then transfer to doing your handstand in the free space. You're going to understand what it is you're doing with the hands to keep yourself in that handstand for longer. So those are some different variations using the wall as you start to progress your balancing. The first being setting your hands and getting your shoulders in a good position. Next being starting to just do little kicks and start to find which is your lead leg, which leg you're kicking off. Once you've got to that point, starting to gradually bring yourself up higher and higher, and let that be gradual, because you will probably have days where it feels not as good as other days, and that's completely normal. So little kicks, gradually working yourself up higher until you're finding the wall with one foot, then finding the wall with both feet, and then you can play around with either pulling the feet off with finger grips or kicking up to a bit of a free hold and then letting the feet find the wall, with the intention of gradually increasing that free hold for longer and longer over time, and you'll start to feel more ready to come off the wall and get into the free space. I hope those variations of handstand have been really helpful for you using the wall. So let me know in the comments, and if I've missed anything or if you've got any questions, just pop me a message below. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you for the next video where we're going to get upside down in the free space.